Alright, so today I'm talking about how and why I moved abroad at just 21 years old. A lot of people have this question for me. Why did I move abroad at 21? What did your parents think about it? How much did it cost you? Was it hard? Is it hard getting adapted? What's it like being a young expat? A lot of questions, right? I will say the question I get the most is like, what did your parents think about it, and how is it moving abroad so young? Those are two questions I get the most. So I'll answer those first once we get some people in here, right? All right. So when I was in America, right, I was just working, sleeping, working, and sleeping. That's all I was doing. And then one day I came across this video. I came across this video about like top 10 places to retire on $1,000 a month, right? In that video, it had places like Portugal, Philippines, stuff like that. So I went down that rabbit hole of watching those videos about life abroad, in different countries. So originally, it wasn't even going to be here in Vietnam. It was going to be the Philippines for the first year. First year, I was all in on Philippines. And then I just came across a Vietnam video and I was like, okay, the food's because they have, Vietnamese food in America. Got Vietnamese food and Filipino food in America. So I was like, I know Vietnamese food better. I know their infrastructure better. And then I'm watching these videos. So that's how I made my mind. I made my mind based off of food, cost of living, all of that. So that's when I decided I was going to risk it all, right? I didn't renew my lease for my apartment. I didn't, I paid off all my debt. All my debt. I paid off everything. I slept in my car for 3 months. I saved all my money. I moved abroad. I saved all my money and I moved abroad. A lot of people want to move abroad, but they can't have the discipline that I had to do so. It wasn't just oh, let me pack my bag and move tomorrow. No, I'm 21 years old. Let's not forget that. I'm not a grown adult with 50,000 in the bank or a retirement coming in or Social Security. No, this took plan, it took preparation, and I had to actually, commit and do the plan. So, was it hard? No. Moving abroad is actually pretty easy. You just got to know how to do it. You got to know about your visas, your passports. You got to know about your ticket, the best time of year to come. Because let's be honest, if you moving abroad, you might move the wrong time of year and you're going to think, oh, this country sucks. When you didn't even get you. How you doing, man? I see y'all in the chat. How y'all doing? But yeah, you got to actually get used to the country before you just judge it. So that's why coming during rainy season, you move abroad during rainy season. Oh, you're Indian? That's what's up, man. Apparently, a lot of people say India is worth visiting, so I have to check that out. You let me know how you like it over there, though. But but yeah, coming out here, I came out here during the low wet season, so it wasn't dry. It's raining, but I still like it out here in Saigon. The weather is not too bad. It's very similar to where I'm from. So I'm not crying about, a flood or a typhoon. I didn't ruin my mood in my first 2, 3 weeks here. A lot of people move at the wrong time of year, and then they wondering like, why are why are the weather so bad in these countries? They start wondering, why did I move here? They start saying, I want to go back home. I want to try a different country, but they don't know that You have there. Every country has a different kind of weather, a different time of year. It's like in America, you know, the West and the East of America are going to have different different seasons. You know, California and Florida don't both get the same winter. It gets colder in, you know, in Florida than it does in California, even though Florida's more south and more hot and humid. So it really just depends on geography, location, where you're going. You got to remember that. Also, how much money did it cost me to move abroad? If you haven't watched on my channel, I got 2 videos on it. It costed me $5,000 to move abroad. Yes, I moved out of America at just 21 years old with $5,000. You don't need 20,000. You don't need 50. You don't need 100. You don't need a social security check every month. You don't need $1 million. All you need is a plan, and you need to execute said plan. If you really want to make it happen, you can, because I did. I'm not saying you're finna, you know, off rip, just straight up move and stay there for the rest. No. Obviously, I'm going home in a bit. I'm gonna go home for the holidays. I'm gonna go hang out with my family. Probably, you know, work while I'm there. And after the holidays, I'm coming right back and keep doing the same thing. And you gotta keep finding ways to, you know, to make it work. End of the day, ain't nothing promised. You know, the market could crash in America tomorrow. Market could crash in Vietnam tomorrow. Who knows, right? So we all worried about, oh, well, I just need this much money and this and that, and nothing is guaranteed at the end of the day. So we all worried about the wrong thing. That's the harsh truth. We all worried about, you know, going with enough money. We all worried about making sure that like nothing goes wrong. It's like, of course, stuff is gonna go wrong when you're just moving for the first time. Of course, things are gonna go wrong when you're just moving for the first time. When I first got here, I overpaid on my, overpaid for my, what, my currency exchange. I overpaid for my first data plan. I mad overpaid by like 9 times, 10 times for my ride to my hotel. Yeah, like when you first get here, you don't know nothing. You overpaying for everything. I'm telling you, but it's all right though. You learn as you go. So now life's enjoyable. I mean, I can go out. I if I wanted to, which I don't. I don't. If I wanted to though, I could go out and eat 3 meals, go get a haircut, go to you know, a nice little fun spot, maybe a little cafe. You know, work, go on a nice. I can have a whole day of activities for less than 20 bucks. My electricity bill is $25 a month. Think about that. My electricity bill is $25 a month. I mean, I got nothing to complain about over here. So a lot of people are scared to make that jump. When you say, okay, my rent is $285 per month, my electricity bill is $25 per month. My Wi-Fi, water, and management fee altogether is like 21 bucks per month. So for rent, utilities, and electricity, I'm spending 330 less than 335 per month, like 330. What are you getting for 330 per month in America? Car insurance? Car insurance, right? That's what you're getting for 330 per month. You're not getting a house. You're not getting an apartment. You're not paying a mortgage. You're not doing all this. That's the hardest. You're not even getting a split pad, you know, where people got to share bedrooms. You're not even getting one of those for 330 a month. So when we start complaining about, oh, how did he move so young? Nothing's guaranteed. But yeah, y'all can ask me whatever questions y'all got. Ask me questions. Whatever questions y'all got, y'all know. Y'all can ask me anything. I moved abroad, 21 years old, only $5,000. And I'm still here. I'm still in Vietnam. I'm not broke. I'm not on the streets begging for a ticket home. I'm chilling. I'm okay. God got my back, you know. That's the main thing. Y'all can ask me any questions y'all got. Right now, I'm really just learning so I can actually stream on my phone. I wanted this to be a horizontal stream, but it ain't. But I can stream on my phone, and I can actually, manage the stream from my laptop, which I did not know I could do that. So that's what I'm testing right now. All right, all right, guys. Here. All right, bet. There we go. That should be better. I should be able to go here, do that. All right, see if that worked. I honestly don't know how to work this live stream. I'm still learning, so bear with me. All right, guys. Y'all got any questions? Y'all put it down in the chat box. I'll answer whatever y'all got for me. As long as it relates to moving abroad or moving out of America or whatever, whatever case may be. Well, no, and this is a little test, right? A little test. So yeah, my favorite things about Vietnam gotta be that it's so affordable with good infrastructure. There's places where it is really affordable, but the infrastructure sucks. I'm not gonna lie, the Philippines is one of them. It's really affordable and really nice beaches, nature, weather. Some of the food it's a bit iffy. Depends what you're eating, but it's infrastructure. Infrastructure had to win it for me. When you're talking infrastructure versus, Vietnam compared to Philippines or other cheaper countries, Vietnam taking cake. Vietnam and Thailand taking cake when it comes to infrastructure to price ratio. You can get a cheap apartment in the Philippines, but the infrastructure is going to be bad. You can get a cheap apartment in Colombia. You can get a cheap apartment in Cambodia. You can get a cheap apartment in all these other places, but the infrastructure ain't going to be as good. But for you to get a cheap place here in Vietnam or Thailand and still have good infrastructure, both these countries taking the cake and they going head and head. Thailand been ruling the world with tourists over the last 30 years. Now Vietnam outpacing them. Within the next 10 years, they should be #1 for tourism in the world. Because of that, the cost for good infrastructure is low. In America, they starting to build houses out of straw. Like the wolf and the three little pigs, the straw house and the wood house and the brick house. And that's what's going on. They starting to build houses with straw in America. And we out here talking about, oh, that's a third world country. America's turning into a third world country. Nobody can afford nothing. I look good, don't I? Yeah, but America's turning into a third world country. Nobody can afford nothing. They starting to build houses out of straw. They're gonna fall apart at the lightest blow of wind. You know how much videos I've seen of a home inspector before someone buys the home? They're inspecting the house and they got cracks underneath the window tile. They got cracks in the they got cracks in the shower shower glass, shower glass wall, shower glass door. I mean, they got holes Like these new houses that's falling apart. So we talking about third world country. Bro, America's gonna be third world country. Vietnam developing faster than America at this point. America's for making money. That's really it. America's for making money. Let's remember that, right? So let's not go get here and talk about, oh, you're you're only 21, you're young and dumb, you're gonna come back. Oh, no, I'm not staying. If I do come back, I ain't staying. I love it out here. We got a whole bunch of new people that just joined in. Hey, welcome to everyone. Y'all can, y'all can like in the chat, ask me anything. I'm gonna be on here for an hour because I'm still learning. So I'm still learning all this. I'm gonna be here for an hour. But how would I do this? See, I personally thought this was going to be a horizontal live stream, which it wasn't. So I might actually retry to do that tomorrow instead. But yeah, y'all can ask me any questions about what y'all want to know, how I did it. I moved abroad at 21 years old, $5,000. All right, you know what? I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown for those y'all that haven't watched the video. To get my ticket, it cost me $700. Get my passport, it costed me $200. To get my visa, it costed me $50. $950 to move abroad. My apartment, I paid all 3 months up front, plus a 1-month deposit. I'm gonna get the 1-month deposit back. But my rent is $285 per month. 285 USD per month. That's cheap. 285 USD per month. My utility, not gonna lie, if it's one of my peoples from back home that ain't my family, don't call me no more. I be calling my friends back home every day and they don't pick up. And they don't call me back too. It's one thing to not pick up because you're busy. Different thing to not call back. So yeah. After a week of that, I'm good. We cutting people now. We gonna stay here, keep grinding on YouTube, keep going up. But I'm not gonna sit here and play phone tag with people that don't call back. So, but what I said, okay, my rent, $285 per month, times 3, plus 1-month deposit. I believe it was $1,150. I think it was $1,150, $1,160, something that I paid all up front. That ain't nothing. And then I'm gonna get $285 of that back when I leave. My electricity is $25 a month. Come on now. Electricity $25 a month. Utility $25 a month. I remember one time I helped my parents with electricity. That was $500, and this was like 5-6 years ago. They paid me back, but I'm just saying, a $500 electricity bill in America versus a $25 electricity bill in Vietnam. And I run this thing all day. It's mad cold in here. I take hot showers every day. I have a washer dryer. I wash clothes like twice a day. I run that thing every day. You know how much hot water I use? You don't. My family do though. I ain't gonna lie. So for my electricity bill to only be $25. We doing something right. And it's not me, it's the country. It's 37 per kilowatt hour. It's actually exactly that. 3,737 VND per hour. That's how much electricity costs. It's a government rate, so it's like that for everyone in my area. At least until my lease ends. I think you just go based off the government rate at the time that you sign, and that's what it is. I've been live for 20 minutes. And how do I switch this to a to a horizontal? I actually don't know how to do that. You guys, this is why we learn. This is why we practice. I had no idea how to switch this to a horizontal live stream. I thought that's what I scheduled it for, was horizontal, not vertical. Because vertical is just to bring people in. Horizontal is what your viewers watch, like your subscribers, right? So that's what your subscribers watch. So horizontal ones. These are, most of y'all watching are new people. I'm already knowing. By the way, though, if any of y'all with the new YouTube requirements want to know how to get monetized, it's live streaming. You throw in a vertical live stream, and even think about this. Think about this. If you just have 3 people watch you for 20 minutes, that's an hour. That's an hour right there. If 3 people watch you for 20 minutes, that's 1 hour. How much hours do you get per video that you post? So imagine you go live and you got 10 people watching you for 20 minutes. It's 200 minutes. That's 2.6 hours. You know, that's 2 hours and 40 minutes. So, I'm tripping. If you go live, if you have 10 people watching for 20 minutes, 200 minutes. Yeah, I'm tripping. That's 3 hours, 3.3 hours. But y'all get the concept. I moved here at just 21 years old, and that's how I did it. YouTube. I did it with YouTube. And y'all gonna say his channel's small. Yeah, I'm not making bread yet, but that's my plan. How was the Nongs? Nope, I'm not in the Nong no more. Here's the thing: the Nong itself is actually not bad. The Nong is great. Beach, beautiful. It's amazing, right? City, great. Food, excellent. Prices, cheaper than Saigon. I'm not gonna lie, it really just depends on you. It depends on the person. For me, I didn't like it. And it didn't help that, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do that great of research. So my hotel was pretty far away from the city. And then when I went to the beach, I hurt my foot, so I couldn't walk around. It still hurts. I'm still walking with a limp. So my foot still hurts. I let myself get dehydrated. Yes, I'm definitely going to the lot. I let myself get dehydrated. So I will say, I think I'm gonna go again, Da Nang, next dry season, so probably next year. But you just don't. Sometimes you ruin your own trip. I think I ruined my own trip by hurting my foot and getting a bad hotel and getting dehydrated. So I didn't enjoy it, but yeah, you sort of see the blood on my leg. So I ruined my own trip, but Da Nang was very beautiful. It was a good place. I'm definitely going again because I do believe if I get a better hotel in the city center, and then if I get a better hotel in the city center and I stay hydrated and I don't hurt myself, I probably enjoy it way more. But the vibe in general is better here in Saigon. I will say that. It's definitely easier to socialize here. You know, hop on Facebook, go, find some English clubs. Way easier to find one here. I go one every day of the week here in Saigon. Da Nang, I only found them on the weekends, and I think like a Tuesday one. There was only Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So no, so my plan originally was come out here off of savings. So I came here with 6 months worth of living expenses, as in I can live here for 6 months without needing any income at all. Yes, so I do have income from YouTube. It's not breaking even, and it's nowhere close. But that's what we were learning for. Like I changed the format. If you've seen 2 of my videos, have actually been more informational rather than just vlogs. You know, when I did the 6 things you need to know before coming to Vietnam, and another one. But those ones they outperformed most of my other videos. So I found a new format. It's all about learning and growing. But the thing is, YouTube, I'm not expecting it to be my main source of income. It's going to be a mix between tutoring and YouTube. So between both of those, because YouTube, it's not just ads. You can get sponsorships. You can, give people services in order for, payment. If someone wants to ask me questions, yeah, it's just about, that's really what it's about, is having a plan. Now, I came out here with 6 months worth of living expenses, but I'm going back home early. I'm gonna go home for the holidays because I promised my mom I'll be home for Christmas. And I'm not home by Christmas, yeah, it's not gonna be good for me. So I'm gonna go home for early November. I'm gonna go home in early November. I'm living in District 2. I'm in District 2 Saigon. I'm right next to Sala. I'm right next to the Sala E-Mart. Yeah. So I'm literally like 8 minutes from D1 though. Well, I'm 8 minutes from the edge of D1. If we're talking central D1, D1's really big. So, but actually, it is a very good area. But I live with the locals though. There's not a lot of foreigners here. I live, and I prefer that actually. Some of the foreigners here are actually very rude. I actually like the locals. They're nice, quiet, and I'm lucky. My neighborhood. No, I didn't live in anywhere else in Ho Chi Minh yet. I mean, my first two hotels. One of my hotels was all the way up north, so probably District 10. Probably District 10, my first hotel. No, District 10 is actually south. Where is my first hotel was at the top. So if you look at the map of Ho Chi Minh City, you got like District 1's the middle, you got District 3 under District 1, you got District 2 on the side of District 1, you got like District 10 over here, and stuff like that, right? You got District 7 all the way down. So I was at the top. I was like a 40-minute motorbike ride. I was 40-minute motorbike ride from District 1, my first hotel. That was far. It was a very nice hotel and very affordable. But that's why it was very cheap for me to have that nice of a hotel for that cheap. I learned real quick. Location matters, you know. And that's actually one of my videos. What do I not like about Vietnam so far? All right, we getting real honest, huh? All right, I'm not gonna lie, huh? I want to say there's stuff I don't like, but there's some stuff that I just wish. I'm from Florida, right? So in Florida, the weather is bipolar. 1 minute it's mad sunny, next minute it's raining. That happened today. I had a friend coming over. I was gonna go out to eat, and then I walked outside my door. It was not raining. I have a three-story apartment. I walked outside my door. It was not raining. I got to the bottom. It was storming. Like it changed in 20 seconds from sunny to storming. As well as it's a language barrier, but I don't blame the country on that, because I came to a new country. So I keep it respectful. I try my best to learn some words. I know how to say like what nuke soy. I know how to say water. I know how to say good night, hello, thank you. I know how to address people, like older men and women, and then people younger than you. I know how to call them names. Because, in America, we just have like a ma'am and sir, stuff like that. Or you just say, hey, or like, hello, can I get some help? But here, call people by, if it's like an older woman, you have to say so like, chi oi. If it's like a young, older man, you have to say, noi. I think I said that one wrong. Or like, if it's someone younger than you, don't matter the gender, you say M, you know, stuff like that. So language barrier, probably, but I don't blame it on the country. It's a it's a different country. Vietnam's great. I don't really got too much complaints. I will say construction too. A lot of construction. There's construction everywhere, but that comes with being in. What girl with me? I don't have a girl with me. Oh, earlier when it's complicated, my guy. I actually just met her. It's not complicated at all, actually. Let me chill. It's not complicated. I just met her. So yeah, it's not my girlfriend. It's also not my friend. I don't I don't do that friend stuff. Y'all no. People, oh, we can just be friends. No. Girls tell me they want to be friends. I stop talking to them. I really on that. Because I'm not gonna lie. It's real easy to I'm not a player, right? I don't just talk to 100 people. But I'm not gonna waste my time when I know how easy it is to talk to somebody else. Yeah, she's local, but not in my neighborhood. She's local, but not here. She lives in. I'm actually not going to do all that. I'm not going to give all. I'm not going to give all that out. That business. But yes, I have talked to a few girls here. You have to. You have to pay attention though. You have to pay attention. Some of them are really good. Some of them you gotta stay away from. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's real easy to meet. It's real easy to meet girls here. You go to English clubs. You walk around markets, stores. The thing is, if you're not approaching girls in your home country, you're not gonna approach people here. You know, in the video that's coming out in 30 minutes, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, one of the stuff in that video is wherever you go, there you are. So if you're scared to go up to girls at home, that's the thing I had to learn, right? Like at home, I was probably what 20 when I finally got over my fears of approaching women. So I was getting girls at home, and then I came here. I just did the same thing. I just go over to people and talk. So and then but the girls here are way nicer. They're more receptive. They're more open to conversation. So you just gotta be careful because here, I don't know, man. You know, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, so the social scene here and there, I think it can be good and bad depending on how you look at it. Here, I will say they're way more nice and social. So how to meet them and where, it's really anywhere, bro. Like, you can meet a nice girl anywhere. Just don't let them fool you. They might look nice in person. Yeah, they're less. I'm not gonna lie, they're less drama if you're less drama. So you know, you have having girls here is gonna be just like in America. You got the good girl that's been screwed over, so she doesn't trust nobody. So it's not she's a bad girl, she just got trust issues. You know, you got stuff like that. Then you got, or maybe if you're going through stuff as a guy, maybe you got trust issues, you might ruin a good relationship. You got the bad ones that really don't care. So yes, they're no drama. That's just because they know if something happens, they on to the next. It really just depends, man. Like every girl and every guy got something. You know, ain't nobody perfect. We all got something. So you just gotta figure out what you want to deal with. You gotta figure out what your problem is, and you gotta figure out what you want to deal with. And as long as y'all get along, y'all understand each other, it's chilling. But here, they're way more receptive, understanding, open. I will say, I've only had, I've been on a few dates. I've only had one of them that just stopped talking to me. And she still hit me up. Like, she texted me back after like 2 days. I just didn't respond because why you ghost me for 2 days after I took you out? But, you know, so yeah. But it was only one out of like the 5 dates I've been on. So I'm chilling. I'm not mad. So yeah, man. Are you out here actually? Are you out here in Vietnam, or are you planning on coming out here to Vietnam area? I live in D too, but I meet them everywhere I go. You know, cause I go to an English club in D3 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I go to an English club in D D7 D7 on Mondays. I go to an English club on I go to an English club in D1 on Thursdays. I have a church in D1 as well. And you know, you meet people everywhere. So I don't want to say what area is the best to meet girls. Because also, oh, you're 29 from India. All right, bet. I heard, I think that's the Philippines. Is it Vietnam where Indians don't need a visa to come? I know Americans need one, but I think there's some countries that can come here to Vietnam with no visa. Don't take my word though. I will do your research. I think it might be the Philippines where you don't need a visa to go there. It might not be Vietnam, but yeah, it's real nice, man. Come here. You know, if you're still young, 29, so you still got the energy. You can go out, explore the city, talk to people, meet people. Y'all okay? Y'all get the same thing as us. Yeah. Okay. So Vietnam's probably just nationally. You know, I know some countries do it differently. Like in the Philippines, there's certain countries that don't need a visa to enter. Like Americans don't need a visa. I know for yo, what's up, Keyshawn? But right now I'm just talking about how I moved abroad at 21 years old. But yeah, that's what I get too. It's a 90-day E visa. But at the same time, it don't mean you only gotta be here for 90 days. They have border runs. So you just hop on the bus, they take you across the border to Cambodia or Laos, and then they bring you back that same day. I've had some people tell me they had a good experience. One guy, he said it only took 2 hours and they brought him back. Another guy said it took his whole day. What am I planning for visa? Um, so I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm either going to come back for another month and a half. My visa ends early October. It ends around October 7th, I believe. So October 7th. So I don't know if I want to come back for one more month and leave early November, or if I'll go to a different country for a month. I was thinking I might as well go to the Philippines for a month, depending if the wet season's bad or not. So, but if it's dry season here in Vietnam at that time, I'll probably just come back for another month. Then I'll go home. So I'm gonna do a visa run on the bus, more than likely. About 50 bucks, couple hours. Stay here, right? And then, but at that point though, I'll probably stay in hotels. I won't stay in an apartment. I love, I love watching I love watching other YouTubers. I met another YouTuber actually that is traveling here. I tried to help him out, but I asked him like, yo, how do I reach you? But he never told me how to reach him because I wanted to help him grow his channel. I might have a small channel, but I can use the things I've learned because I'm monetized. I got ads on my videos. I can do horizontal live streams and all this stuff. So my second income, all right. The thing is, I'm here off of savings, like I said, but my income goals right now, I have YouTube, I have all my stuff associated with YouTube. So I have affiliate links, I have my one-on-one sponsorships, I have my membership, everything that's associated to the YouTube. And then you have tutoring. Tutoring here, you can, if you have a degree in a TEFL, you don't even need a degree a lot of the times. They're getting stricter, but it's still possible to get a job without a degree. But if you have a degree, a bachelor's degree in any subject, it doesn't have to be English or teaching. Any subject in a TEFL, you can go in the center. I don't have either, so I do tutoring. You can charge, I'm a native speaker, so I'm not gonna lie, like, you're Indian, so you're not a native English speaker, so the locals here, they might not like to spend that much money on someone who's not native. That's just the truth. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just saying, like, the locals they'd rather pay me with no degree, no whatever, more money just because I'm native speaker. Now, someone who speaks English, it could be a Vietnamese person that speaks English, a Chinese person that speaks English, a Japanese. It don't matter. It don't matter who it is. It could be a German that speaks English. They want a native English speaker. They'll pay to double, even triple for a native speaker, even if he has no certifications. They'll pay way more for a native speaker. So, that's just a thing where you can do it, but you might want to go to a language center. I could tutor because I can make good money without, just because I'm native English speaker. But if you're not a native English speaker, the best way to go is language centers. They give you a flat rate. They give everybody the same pay, based on experience. But you start making the same money. But the thing is, income doesn't need to be high. I don't need to make 5,000 a month from all of them together. Just imagine, right? Let's say from all my stuff on YouTube, I make about 400 a month. That's going to pay my rent, electricity, utilities, drinking water, and Grab rides. So from tutoring, all I gotta do is feed myself, and I can live here. Think about that. Just think about that. You can basically take care of yourself off of 400 a month, and then you just gotta feed yourself off of tutoring. In America, you out here figuring out how to get the third job, how to make time for a third job to to feed yourself, right? I was lucky because I worked at a restaurant, so even though the money wasn't that good, I got free food every day that I worked 5 days a week. So I was chilling. I also left right at the right right time, because we had a new manager, a new boss, and he was cutting people hours, not mine, but he was cutting people hours. So I got out of there. Like, I think there was 1 week where they gave me 4 days instead of 5, but that was a week where I ain't gonna lie, I was not sick, but I had 3 days of sick time left, and I knew they don't pay out for sick time you don't use. So I was like, I'm not finna waste this 24 hours. I took 3 days off back to back, and so I had 2 days off, then 3 days working, but I took those 3 days off with my sick time, and then another 2 days off after the days I were scheduled. So I technically had 7 days off back to back to back, and I got paid like a 40-hour week. So yeah, man, I was really happy about that. Many American are in Vietnam. Yeah, content creation basis. Okay, I understand it now. I didn't understand what the content creation. Okay, many Americans are in Vietnam on content creation basis. Yeah, that's true. One guy's 82. He was in Vietnam War, now living in Vietnam. So yeah, I actually watched that channel, like what Americans Abroad, and the Isaiah Ashley show. I watch all those. I watch all the people. They move abroad at all different ages, from all different countries, from all different backgrounds, all different reasons. I like it. I like hearing all the stories about people can just want to move for any reason. My reason as a young guy might be way different than someone else's reason. Especially if he was in the Vietnam War. I will say here, young people, they really chilling about the. It's like us in America, us young people, we don't care about the Vietnam War. We didn't fight it. I wasn't born when that jump was happening. It's like the people here don't care about that war. That jump was happening when they wasn't even born. So the older people, I hear they really don't care too, because like the people that like the 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds that fought in that war, I also hear that they're more relaxed with Americans or Vietnamese, depending on who you are. I hear they're pretty relaxed too. They don't really care no more because they won. So yeah, why would the Vietnamese be mad if they won? Yeah, I'm having a great time here, man. I do whatever I want for the most part. I really do. I'm telling you, like, I wake up late every day. I do my YouTube. I go out to eat. Go to an English club. Come home, edit some videos, and I'll probably stay up watching YouTube or whatever, playing a game to 3, 4 in the morning and go to sleep. And if I'm lucky, well, I'll have a girl to be delusional over for a few days before I gotta restart. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how life going. But my life great, man. My life going good. I'm chilling. I'm blessed. I'm blessed, right? I have supportive parents. I have supportive parents and a good God, so I can't complain about anything at all. I will say though, the time zones do make. Well, you're from India, so it actually might not be too bad, but the time zone, America, Vietnam time zone, that junk crazy, man. Like, I haven't talked to a few of my friends in a while. I call my peoples every day. They don't pick up. I was nice to you, but you were nice to me. I wanted to remind you something. I know you know it, but still. If you're reminding me I was nice to you, then I hope I was. I try not to be mean. But okay, let me get this last thing out the way. Okay, so I moved to Vietnam at 20 years old, $5,000. So I'm probably going to delete this live because I thought it was a horizontal, the flat one. It's vertical because I set it up on the computer, the laptop. And I'm not smart when it comes to the live streams yet. So I'm going to reset it tomorrow, probably for the same time, 2 p.m. No, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to life is long. I hope my life is long. You know, I don't wanna. I'm not gonna say life is long, but I hope it is. You are young, enjoy Vietnam, travel and all, but hustle, work on yourself. Also, life is long. Yes, sir, I will do. All I can do is work, right? Work on myself. Always got things to do. I'm actually hitting the gym, working on it. My main thing is this YouTube. I'm monetized, so I already got the hard part out the way. I already got the. Now it's just learning how to make the best content possible that people enjoy. When people think about YouTube, they think, oh, it owes me. YouTube don't owe me. I owe YouTube. I owe my audience. There ain't no algorithm. There's an audience. My goal is to make the best content possible for people like you. Whether someone watches only my shorts or only my long videos or only my live streams, it don't matter what it is. Whatever they watch, my goal is to make all of it good. This is one of my. Is this got to be like what, my third or fourth live stream? It's not, and I haven't even done a horizontal one yet, so I'm still learning. It's really just about learning, growing, and learn how to make the content good for y'all. So that's my only goal: make the content good for my viewers, for YouTube. That's it. Every day, right? Get better and better. I got some old videos that picked up with my new one. My new 6 things know before coming to Vietnam. That video performed well. I think it got like 430 views, 440 views, something like that. Performed good for me. So I wasn't expecting to. I'm not gonna lie, you saved the live stream because I was finna end it, but you joined in and we had a nice little conversation. So, oh, this apartment, I'm not gonna lie, it's real easy. Just go on Facebook, go in the search bar and just look up apartments for rent Saigon, apartments for rent Ho Chi Minh City. And there's tons of groups. You just join all the free ones, and they post apartments every day. And but a lot of them do post the same apartments. Like there will be a, a agent, and the agent will post the same apartment in 20 different groups. But it don't matter. Just join them and just keep scrolling, and you can save them. You can save all of them, especially if you're moving within like 2, 3 weeks. You can start saving them now, but like once you move here in about 2, 3 weeks, when you're 2, 3 weeks away from moving, then I would start saving like all the good ones, all the low price. They look good, good area, and then when you get here, you can tour all of them. And also, the landlords here, they're not like in America. You can tour the apartment whenever you want. I I hit up landlords and tour the apartments the same day. Like I'll hit up a landlord at 11 before I got his apartment. I hit up a landlord at like 11, and then I hit a different landlord at 1 p.m. and I viewed both of those apartments that day. That day within the next couple hours. Like I think the one at 1 p.m., the one I texted at 1 p.m., I viewed that apartment at 4, 3 hours later. In America, we are, oh, come next week at this. No, I viewed that apartment the next day. I mean, the next 3 hours, that same day. So it's way easier here. The apartment, this one, it was on Facebook. That's how I found it. Facebook groups, just go and join. Apartments for rent, Ho Chi Minh City. Apartments for rent, HCMC. Apartments for rent, Saigon. Condos, houses, villas for rent, same thing. You Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, or HCMC. You do that, or you just do it for wherever you're going, Da Nang, Da Lat, whatever city you're going to live in. I mean, I remember when I was going to the Philippines, they had the same thing for the Philippines. Facebook groups, apartments, and Dumaguete, apartments, houses, and condos, and Iloilo, Rojas City, whatever it is. They have groups for everywhere. So that's just how you find apartments. No, but I'm going to the Philippines though. But that was my first original, goal destination. I was gonna go to the Philippines, but the more research I did, I realized Vietnam had better infrastructure, better food, lower cost of living. So it just made more sense for me, as well as I feel like Philippines has a nice American culture. Like they have their own Filipino culture, but they have a pretty good amount of American culture too. So I was like, why would I go to a country where I'm really going where I left? I left American culture. I'm going right back, right? But I love Vietnam. I am going to go to the Philippines. So I haven't been there yet, but I will go eventually. I want to explore all Southeast Asia. I really wanted to go to Flores, Indonesia. It was beautiful, but the earthquake hit it. So I might have to go to Indonesia once, around next year, whenever, the nature decided to heal itself in Flores. You're from LA, so yeah, you're considering leaving USA. It's not the same after COVID. So yeah, man. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, so I know Floridians and Californians, we're not similar, but we get along. We understand, like, yeah. But where are you planning on going, man? I mean, I didn't leave for anything. Um, a lot of people leave because of stuff like politics and stuff. I didn't leave for that. I left strictly cost of living and pace of life, stuff like that. Obviously, social tensions and stuff like that. But I didn't leave because the government. I didn't leave because of that. I left because people. I left because people were acting like people wanted to be dangerous because of politics. I didn't leave because of politics. I left because people are mad because of results. High cost of living is the number one reason I left. That's the number one reason I left. If America wasn't expensive, I would have stayed. I don't care what problem that country had, I would have stayed. If America right now went to cheap, I wouldn't go back just because of how great Vietnam is. But if I never would have left America and they made it cheap, I wouldn't have continued to leave. You understand? I would have stayed. America's my home country. I'm a patriot, so it's great. But now that I've actually explored outside of America, I don't care how cheap America get. I'm not living there. I might work there. My name's CJ or Nell. Latvia. I've heard about Latvia. Okay, Latvia in Europe, and then do the winters in Thailand. So Latvia and Thailand combo. That's good. I can't. That's actually smart because the reason I didn't go to Europe was because I can't do winter. I can't do cold. I'm from Florida, so we get cold sometimes, but we don't get like that cold. Like, we don't get snow and all that. And me personally, I hate the cold. There's two types of people, right? The people when it's cold outside, they chilling. Some of them even like it, and then you got the person where it's cold outside, they're like, "Don't talk to me, don't talk to me." That's me. When it's cold outside, don't talk to me. So, like, I couldn't do Europe. I couldn't do Japan. I couldn't do them countries where it's snowing. But if it doesn't get cold all year, then I guess so, right? I heard here Europe just had a heat wave. And the heat wave they had is just an average Florida summer. The heat wave they had that killed people was the average Florida. I probably shouldn't say that. I'm gonna get demonetized. But yeah, I think it just depends on how you grow up. Obviously those people couldn't handle the heat. I can't handle the cold, so I couldn't. I can't be in Europe during winter. I'm gonna crash out, man. I'm gonna end up doing something I ain't proud of, cause it ain't for me. But I'm gonna visit the Philippines, Thailand. I'm gonna do all of it. It's all gonna be on the channel. It's gonna be in a few months though, so I'm gonna stay in Vietnam from now until May, probably early November, or in early October. I might go to the Philippines until early November. So I'm gonna finish my 90-day visa here, and it's one of those two options: come back for another month in Vietnam, or go to the Philippines for a month. Then I'm gonna go home for the holidays. While I'm at home, I must, because November and December is really important. I have a twin brother. November and December is really important. It's me and my brother's birthday. It's my dad's birthday. It's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then New Year's, and my sister's birthday in January. So it's a very busy 2-3 months. Of course, I like diversity, man. I'm from America, bro. Like, he said, if I like diversity, I'm from America. I'm from the most diverse country in the world. I'm diversity ain't a. I think diversity is great. That you know, the one of the I will say one of the things about America that we do better than anyone else. Yeah, we identical twins. Actually, no. My mom says we're not identical, but when we look at pictures of us from when we were kids, we actually look identical. So I don't know. I think she might be lying to me, you know. But based on what my mom says, no, we're not identical. But I low key refuse to believe that. Every picture I see, we look the same until we were like 16, 17. You know, he's taller than me. I'm a bit more, buff and bigger. He's a more skinnier, stuff like that. We have different hairstyles. So, but before we developed our own styles and matured, we looked the exact same. So, I don't know. My mom always says we're not identical, but I don't know. I don't believe that. She's probably watching right now. She gonna hit me up after this. But nah, I think my mom says we're not, but we do look alike. Used to, not anymore. But so yeah, November, December, busy month. But the one thing America does better than anyone else, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, the one thing America does better than anyone else is the diversity. Cause I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, right? There's absolutely everything. Every state in America got a Chinatown, an India town, a Russia town, uh, where people just group up and stay with their own people. Every town got that. So you go to those towns, you're gonna get the best homemade Chinese food, the best homemade whatever food, the best homemade Vietnamese food, the best homemade whatever it is, right? I will say that's the one thing America got that no country got. Like, of course, every country has, other people's foods and culture, but it's not like America. In America, you can go to a certain area and forget you in America. Dating in Vietnam, it's good. I'm not gonna lie. It just you gotta. It all takes time. It just takes time. You gotta learn people. I was actually just talking to Risk It earlier about it. Risk taker. Okay, risk taker and alpha. Okay, but I was talking to risk taker earlier about it, man. Like dating here, it's just like any other country. We all think that the dating is different. Dating is the same everywhere. It's the people that are different. The women here are more receptive. They're more nicer. They're more feminine. They're more outgoing. You know. So, but at the same time, you have to actually get out there and talk to them. You have to get out there and make yourself seen. You have to present yourself nice as a gentleman, and also you have to be careful who you're talking to. Just because a girl might look nice and innocent in person doesn't mean she's actually like that. You can't play games. If they don't respond in a certain time, just cut them off. You can't keep playing games with people. I will say, if you're the foreigner, especially if you're American, me, I'm a little different because I'm mixed. They don't see a lot of people like me here. They see a lot of white guys. They see a lot of black people. They don't see a lot of me, the curly hair and stuff like that. So it's curiosity, like in America when we were kids, like, dang, what's that? Oh, that's a Latina girl? You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Yep, they ask me all the time. Not even just the girls. Everyone asked me that. Everybody asked me. They ask me, are you traveling here or are you working here? They don't ask me if I'm living here. And the thing is, I can't say either. I can't say I'm not traveling and I'm not working. So I gotta be like, this is my exact reaction. You're like, I sit down, random place. Random Vietnamese person comes up to me. Oh, hi, what's your name? Where are you from? Second question, where are you from? Oh, I'm from America. Oh, really? Are you working here or are you traveling? I say, I'm living here. Oh, you live here? Really? They get so surprised. Oh, you live here? Really? How long? I'm like, about, can't tell them how long. 6 weeks, almost 6 weeks. And then they start saying stuff like, everyone here thinks, I know y'all can see the title, so I'm not even gonna say, oh, how old do you think I am? You're gonna say 21, of course. Everyone here thinks I'm 26, 27, 28. I've had two people say I look 35. I had some people say I look 30. I'm 21. I'm 21. If I've had like people tell me I look 35. One guy I saw, he is married to a local. He said the first 3 dates were like an interview for a job. I'm not gonna lie, like my experience is good. I don't know, bro. The girl I kind of want right now, she hasn't done nothing wrong. I just feel, when you just got a feeling that somebody's dangerous. I just get that feeling. But like the first girl I had, she was good. No hard feelings against her. She was very respectable. You could tell, there's people here where you can tell when they like you. You can tell when they love you. They go out their way to do stuff for you. So yeah, I've had, one of those where she went out her way to make me happy. You have another person who ghosts you after you pay for a date, but for a new person, no, I can't. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm 21, bro. You would need. I mean, the best thing I can say is if you have a degree, if you have a bachelor's degree, then yes, you can easily get into a language center real easy. Get a TEFL, bachelor's degree and a TEFL license, which is teaching English as a foreign language, TEFL. But if you don't have a bachelor's or a TEFL, it's going to be hard for you to make money. You just got to find a way. You can tutor, you can do YouTube, you can do freelance, you can get a remote job at home. So it's really about just researching and putting in the work to find something. But if you have a bachelor's degree, just what, 80 bucks, 120 hours, get a TEFL license. And you can come here and you will be teaching within a month. You'll be teaching within a month. It's not that hard. Now, if you don't have a license, that's when it starts. Okay, now you gotta beat around the bush, under the table. People gotta, they gotta like fabricate certain documents, but they'll do it for a native English. For us Americans, they'll do it. They might not do it for, they might not do it for risk taker. He's from India. Might not do it for certain Europeans and like Germans and them. But if you're a native English speaker, like if you're from the UK, Canada, America, they'll fabricate documents to get you in there. If you have, it's TEFL, TEFL. It's teaching English as a foreign language. Teaching English as a foreign language, TEFL. Yeah, you can find cheap ones, expensive ones. I think it's 120 or 180 hours. I would do some research, look into it on YouTube, right? But you just do research on YouTube, and all right. Appreciate you for coming in, man. I appreciate the conversation. So yeah, the TEFL is going to be the easiest way. If you're a native English speaker and you don't have a degree, it's fine. Just get the TEFL before you come here. You can still find a job. I don't have either. I was being irresponsible and lazy when I was back in America. If I would have just got my TEFL, I could still have a job. But right now, I'm here off of savings. But I do make money off of YouTube. I do have other stuff. I'm now getting into tutoring and consulting, stuff like that. So those are my main things. But yeah, the savings is what lasting me. But I just monetized this channel, so we're gonna keep going, right? But I appreciate everybody that's been in here. This was a test stream, and it didn't even go how I wanted to go because it wasn't even a horizontal, it was vertical. But at least I met some cool people. So I'm gonna end it here. If y'all got any questions, y'all can go to one of my videos and leave it in the comment section. I'll get to those. It's here, so yeah, I gotta go to sleep because I got somebody to hang out with tomorrow. Talk about dating, right? Yes, I'm trying my best, my God. Yeah, let me chill. I'm supposed to meet someone at 8 and it's 3 in the morning. I'm tripping. Y'all have a good night.